Special News Bulletin, Hurricane Erin Update. Good day to all our viewers. And welcome to this Special News Bulletin for August 20th, 2025. Over the past 24 hours, the attention of meteorologists worldwide, the international media, and millions of people across various countries has been drawn to a complex weather phenomenon over the Atlantic Ocean, Hurricane Erin. This is one of the most powerful and unpredictable tropical systems so far this season. In today's program, we bring you the latest updates on Erin's track and intensity, the regions at risk of direct impact, and important warnings regarding two newly formed tropical waves that may develop into storms in the coming days. Tornado Hurricane Erin developments. According to updated data from international meteorological centers, particularly the U.S. National Hurricane Center, NHC, Erin has reorganized its structure this morning, with a clearer eye and sustained intensity at a strong level. Maximum sustained winds are currently near 160 km per hour, 100 miles per hour, making Erin a Category 2 hurricane on the Saffir-Simpson scale. The storm's movement has shifted slightly compared with yesterday. From a northwest trajectory, Erin is now trending north-northwest and is expected to turn fully northward at 20 to 21 km per hour. This is the phase meteorologists often call the final turn, after which the hurricane typically moves into the North Atlantic and gradually loses its tropical characteristics. The positive news: Erin's center and hurricane force winds remain offshore, with no signs of an imminent landfall. However, even without a direct hit, the impacts of strong winds, high surf, and coastal flooding still pose serious risks for coastal regions. United States impacts along the U.S. East Coast. In the United States, the greatest concern is focused on the Carolinas and the Outer Banks. Forecasts indicate wind gusts between 80 to 90 km per hour, 50 to 55 miles per hour, along with storm surge of up to 1.2 meters, 4 feet. This level is enough to cause localized flooding in low-lying areas, especially around Hampton Roads, the James River, and the Alligator River. Several abandoned coastal houses have been flagged as likely to collapse or be swept away, a scenario described by experts as inevitable, since many of these structures are already degraded and vulnerable. Severe coastal erosion is also expected along the Outer Banks in the coming days, potentially damaging tourist infrastructure and coastal roadways. Farther north, states such as Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and New York are not expected to experience direct impacts. Most heavy rain and strongest winds will remain offshore, leaving only scattered showers and elevated surf along the shoreline. Bermuda, outer impact zone. Bermuda is not in the direct path of Erin. However, spiral rain bands from the southern side of the storm are forecast to sweep across the island from Thursday into Friday, bringing gusts near 80 km per hour, 50 miles per hour, and brief thunderstorms. The greatest threat for Bermuda will not be wind but dangerous surf and swells. Waves several meters high could severely disrupt maritime traffic, coastal tourism, and port activities. Local authorities have issued warnings advising residents to avoid swimming and to limit offshore activities during this period. Canada, watching closely. To the north, eastern Canada is also closely monitoring Erin's progress. Forecasts suggest the storm will pass offshore of Nova Scotia and Newfoundland late this weekend before moving deeper into the North Atlantic. Impacts in Canada are expected to be limited. Gusts around 80 km per hour, scattered rainfall, and rough seas. The storm's core winds and heaviest rainfall are projected to stay well to the southeast, meaning most populated areas will face only indirect effects. Nevertheless, Canadian officials remain concerned about wildfire risks. The region has battled large wildfires in recent months, and Erin's strong winds could accelerate the spread of flames, complicating firefighting efforts. Wave ocean swells and coastal erosion. A common factor for the U.S., Bermuda, and Canada is the risk of powerful swells. Forecast models show waves several meters high spreading across the Atlantic-facing coastlines in the coming days. The Outer Banks and Cape Cod are projected to be hardest hit by coastal erosion. Sand displacement could significantly narrow beaches, threaten coastal ecosystems, and disrupt peak summer tourism. Authorities in all affected areas have issued emergency advisories urging residents and visitors to stay out of the water and suspend beach activities as the most effective precaution to safeguard lives. Globe 2 new tropical waves emerging. Alongside Hurricane Erin, the Atlantic basin has spawned 2 new tropical waves, a sign of the season's ongoing volatility. First tropical wave, approaching the Caribbean islands including Barbados, St. Lucia, Dominica, Antigua, Barbuda, and St. Martin. Heavy rainfall up to 75 millimeters is expected this weekend. Environmental conditions are favorable for development into a tropical depression, and possibly into the next named storm. If it strengthens, it will be named Ferdinand. Second tropical wave, while large in size. Satellite data suggest that unfavorable wind shear and cooler sea surface temperatures will limit development. This system will likely only bring scattered showers. Umbrella with rain drops rainfall outlook. Forecast maps indicate significant rainfall across the Caribbean and Central America in the coming days. Caribbean, Jamaica, Cayman Islands, Trinidad and Tobago, and Grenada, scattered showers, 20–40% coverage. Dominica, Guadeloupe, St. Kitts, St. Martin, heavier rainfall Friday and Saturday, 60–70% coverage. Puerto Rico and U.S., British Virgin Islands, rainfall increasing sharply over the weekend. Central America, Costa Rica, Panama, Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador may see totals exceeding 100 millimeters, with risks of flash flooding and landslides. Pushpin conclusion. In summary, Hurricane Erin is moving northward, maintaining strong winds but largely remaining over open waters. Even without landfall, its associated high surf, strong winds, storm surge, and erosion are serious hazards. Meanwhile, 2 new tropical waves are forming, with the first carrying strong potential to become Tropical Storm Ferdinand. This highlights that the 2025 hurricane season remains far from over and could still bring further surprises. We will continue to track every development closely and bring you timely updates in our upcoming bulletins. Thank you for staying with us, and we wish you safety and peace.